Live from the south lawn of the KAKE Studios, this is the Great American Eclipse, brought to you by Dillon's, Green Vision Group, and KAKE TV.
Hi, Jim Grimes and Deb Farris joining you outside the KAKE Studios right now, where we are holding our Great Eclipse Party, and it has been a lot of fun this morning so far.
Oh my gosh, we have so many people out here. We will tell you though, this is the first total eclipse that's gone from coast to coast across the country in 99 years. You're looking at a live picture right now of the crowd that's outside the KAKE Studios. And a lot of people have been out here all morning, Jim. It's been a great time.
It has been. It's a terrific event. A lot of food trucks out here. People are eating, sitting out, and just enjoying themselves. And you know what's really amazing is in the past few moments, the sun started to just kind of go down a little bit more.
It just looks kind of eerie out here. And make sure
you wear your glasses. We'll have more on that in a second.
If you look up, and it looks amazing. You can see the moon is starting to come across the sun. But, you know, right now we have a great view.
Yeah, and I know we have Frank Waugh, who is standing somewhere in the crowds out there to tell us a little bit more about what kind of weather we can expect for today.
Hey, we are live out here, and the weather for us could not be better. The cloud cover we have, it's high, it's thin, and it's passing fairly quick. So even if we do get a cloud come by, oftentimes you can still see the sun through it, or it moves on pretty quick. If we can, and maybe you can give me confirmation in my ear, let's go ahead and take some of these graphics and kind of show you what we're going to be looking at here. And what's going to happen, obviously, here is the moon is going to come between us and the sun. And parts of Kansas will be in the path of totality. That is northeast Kansas, where it will completely block them out. Here in Wichita, we're looking at about 93% of blockage from the sun. So the moon is going to only allow about 7% of the sun to get to us during the peak time. That's going to be about 104. But as you can kind of see here through the graphics, it takes a huge pass across the U.S. And that's kind of what makes this one so significant, that we haven't seen a large pass like this across the U.S. in roughly 100 years. The last one in 1979 really was kind of a northeast event, and you could see part of it here in Kansas, but it was not going to be a total one, and it just didn't have the swath, so not so many people were able to see it. So that kind of gives you a breakdown of what we're going to see. The good news for us, cloud cover here is very little. You get up into northeast Kansas, north central Kansas, even western Kansas, you are looking at more clouds. And that is kind of something we've been talking about the past couple of days, the potential for that cloud cover. So if you have no clouds, you're going to get a great view. If you have clouds over it, you're going to have a little bit of an issue. What you're seeing right now is kind of the time frame here. 104 is going to be our max eclipse, and then it will go down from there. For Atchison, it's a different story. They're going to see 100% coverage eventually today if they can see it. That's the key. So as you can see out here, if you can come back out, we can come out here and show you the cloud cover we have. It's high, it's thin, it's wispy. As far as the cloud situation goes, couldn't be much better than this. So we're going to be roaming around through the crowds. We've got some kids over here that made the pinhole viewers, kind of the old-fashioned way. We're going to talk to them coming up here in a few minutes. Jim, Deb?
You know, if for whatever reason you might have, maybe you can't get outside or look outside a window right now, we have obviously a great view. We are shooting this with our own cameras, so you'll be able to see that as you watch us this afternoon.
Yeah, and if you are watching us, don't go outside and look at the sun unless you have these glasses, but just go outside and look. It's just kind of eerie out here.
Yeah,
it's like a little dim.
It's turned a little bit golden outside, if you will. Kind of an interesting angle. Jay Prater, of course, has been tracking this. He was excited about this big event, our chief meteorologist, and he's in Nebraska right now.
Yeah, Jay is live in Falls City, Nebraska, where he's in the path of total eclipse. So Jay, take it away.
Yeah, I'm in the path of totality, but the question is, okay, here's my radar. We see a little blue dot, that's us. We've got this little light rain shower passing over the top of us right now, and as it moves to the northeast, you'll see we're going to get a break. So we're definitely going to get a break before we start totality, which is going to be a little after, 104 Central Time. Now the question is, will we get some more development back down here? Because let's pan over and take a look at the cloud cover. We got the little light showers now. Now, earlier, when we were in the 11 o'clock newscast, between 11 and 10, we did get some really nice breaks. We did occasionally see the sun through some high, thin clouds. We have no good shot at the sun right now, but what we're hoping is once this little band moves through, our fingers are crossed that we're going to get a few breaks in the cloud cover again. And that is absolutely not guaranteed. And remember, the totality, the peak here, is going to occur after it does in Wichita. A little after 104 is when the totality will begin. Totality is going to peak around 105.59 here locally, and then it's going to end at around 107. The max eclipse in Wichita is going to occur around 104. So we're going to be a little bit behind you guys in terms of the peak, but the question is if we got anything to show. We have a camera set up that's going to capture the sun, but because of the filtering on it, it's too dark for the camera to currently see the sun through the cloud layers. So you're either going to show you the camera or not. No, we can't. Hopefully, lucky some break.
I had crumbs on my face.
Stand by. All right, welcome back to Wichita, where we have a great view of the eclipse right now.
Yeah, right now as I look out, a lot of people are looking up, and of course using these glasses. It's so important. They've been hard to find, but this is really, it's one of the only ways you can see.
Yeah, KAKE's Monica Castro takes a look real quick at the safety of using these glasses.
It's been more than 30 years since the last total eclipse was visible in the United States.
But it's an exciting thing. I'm excited.
Deborah Gray, like many, are waiting to witness a piece of history.
I've heard that if you watch it with your eyes or whatever, it'll mess up your eyesight.
So why is watching the eclipse without proper safety glasses so bad? KAKE News on your side asked the experts at Green Vision Group to explain the impact.
The high-intensity light, especially the UV light, can cause a photochemical reaction. Basically, what that happens is it causes damage to the photoreceptors and the cells underneath the retina.
When the sun is blocked by the moon during the eclipse, you might think it's okay to not wear your safety sunglasses because it's dark, but you're wrong. It is still burning cells off your retina, which is crucial for vision.
The retina is the tissue that takes light information and makes it into images for us. And that's transferred to the brain. So that's the most important part of your eye for vision.
Long exposure can cause scarring of the retina and even lead to partial or permanent blindness. The condition is called solar retinopathy. So before you head out the door to catch the eclipse, don't forget to pack the safety sunglasses. Josiah Perkins is already testing them out.
Well, it's just an orange yellowish circle with a little green aura.
In Wichita, Monica Castro, KAKE News.
And it's especially important, obviously, for the kids because they're going to look up to the sun just out of curiosity, so you want to make sure you have these glasses. I was lucky. I got a pair handed to me at the last minute by Christina Post. She is with the Green Vision, and you're an ophthalmologist there. And why is it so important that we use these?
There are a number of different things that occur when you look directly at the sun. It's never safe to look directly at the sun, but especially when so many people are looking, we want to highlight the safety aspects of what you can and cannot do. So when you're looking at the sun, you want to make sure that you either do indirect viewing, or if you're doing direct viewing, you want to make sure you have glasses that are approved by the ISO Council.
And that's been a big problem because a lot of the glasses that are out there right now were not approved, and a lot of people were questioning whether they were safe or not. Mm-hmm. Do you anticipate that there's going to be a lot of people maybe with damage?
I would certainly hope not, but it is possible. Mm-hmm. There are directions on the glasses as well that you shouldn't have more than 3 minutes of continuous viewing, but intermittently you can look up at the sun using the glasses the entire time.
And you want to make sure you supervise those kids, that is for sure. Well, as I look out here, I can see a lot of people still looking up. Most of them have either the glasses or have rigged their own version of them. Some of them are using the old box method, which we've seen. Alyson Acklin is joining us right now. She's out in the crowd and talking to people about how much fun this has been.
You know, watch a movie.
Oh, they're tossing to us? Man, I can't hear them.
Hey guys, sorry. We're over here. We're just too excited about what's going on. We've seen so many cool things. Can you see it?
Yeah, let's walk and talk. We got to walk under this tree over here. All right, we're going to back up. Tell me, Alyson, if anybody's behind me. We're going to go over here. So we've been talking. There are some very smart people in the shade over here for a reason. For one, it's cooler. And Alyson, you noticed this. It feels cooler out here.
It feels nice outside now. You could definitely feel the temperature drop, and then we're starting to see it get kind of darker out here. But the coolest thing was what's here on your paper. Now, why does this happen?
Okay, so it's coming through the leaves, and you're going to see lots of little crescents here. It's kind of tough to see. You kind of have to focus it. But essentially, you're doing the same thing as like these pinhole viewers. So anything that the light comes through. So if you have even like a fence, if you go out in your fence and you have a knot hole in your fence, it's going to come through as a crescent. So that's why we have all of these crescents here. Maybe one of these kids can get one of their pinhole viewers over here.
Yeah, we got to check out those pinhole viewers. You showed those at midday, and they're the coolest way to view. If you didn't get your chance to get your hands on some of these glasses, you could make one of these pinhole viewers. Hey, tell us what you have here.
I have a viewer.
Very cool. So you have that square right here, and that's where you're looking in. What can you see?
You're supposed to point the tinfoil at the sun.
Here, step out here in the sun a little bit.
Yeah, let's come over here.
We can actually get the camera to point through the hole on this side.
Okay, let's see if we can get the camera around. We're going to see if we can put it in there and see what it looks like.
A little speck in there.
So how long did it take you to make this?
We made it this morning before I left.
Very cool. Has it been pretty neat to see it move across?
Yeah.
What does it look like right now?
It's a small crescent.
A little small crescent. Very cool. Well, that's awesome. What a neat way to view the eclipse. How long have you been looking forward to this? For a little bit?
Yeah. We actually planned this about a week ago.
A week ago? How cool. Well, that's awesome, and a crafty way to make sure that you can see the eclipse. Very cool. Thank you so much for showing us that. Thank you. How neat. This is just so cool. Everyone right now is taking putting their glasses on, looking up to the sky. It's the neatest thing.
Yeah, and I think it's also neat that, folks are not just completely staring at this all the time. They're milling around, they're talking with people, and it's kind of bringing people together. That people are coming up saying, this is so neat. We had somebody come up and say, nobody's working today. Everybody is taking the day off to view this, and even though we're not in that 100% zone, obviously still some very cool effects we're seeing here.
Absolutely. This is the neatest thing. Again, everyone kind of crowding around right now because there's just a little sliver left.
We're about 7 minutes away, 6 to 7 minutes away. So 1:04 is when we will reach the max eclipse here in Wichita. But it's not over at that point. It goes the other direction all the way until 2:32.
So how long does it last in being covered?
So we started at 11:30 and we go or 11:36, and it goes all the way to 2:32. So you're talking a 2-hour span here. But yeah, we're going to be completely covered though, 1:04, for just a couple of minutes, and then it's going to start going the other direction. So some other communities that might be watching, Hayes, 12:59. That's your number. So you're right about there right now. Dodge City is 12:58, and Atchison, where they will be in totality, is going to be 1:07. So that's kind of their magic number that they're looking for.
Okay, very cool. Well, for now, go ahead and send it over back to Jim and Deb right now. We'll get another look back out here in the crowd here in just a couple minutes. Jim and Deb?
Yeah, so everybody out here having such a great time, Jim. And I don't know if you noticed, but do you feel how the temperature's dropping?
It is definitely cooler out right now. We were just joking about everybody looking up with their mouth open. It is pretty awesome to see.
It really is. Take a look at the shot we have through one of our special filters of the sun, and you can see the moon is almost over it. I mean, what do we have? About 7 more minutes.
7 more minutes before we see it, where it's at 93%.
Yeah.
So as we've been showing pictures or stories this week about people who travel across the world to see an eclipse, they kind of describe it as this deeply personal experience. And I got to say, being out here with all these people, to me, is a lot more fun.
Oh, yeah, this is so amazing. It really is. And, Greg Miller has been up in Falls City, Nebraska, where it's in the path of totality.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's been a little cloudy up there, but Greg's got a view from up there. Let's go to him now and see what he's seeing.
Hey, Jim and Deb, good afternoon. I swear, we're like holding on to these and like waiting for every second possible. Take a look at the crowd out here. About 5 minutes ago, we heard somebody shout, "Come out, come out, come out." And that's when everybody threw their glasses up. They're trying so hard to look up and see. We did get a glimpse through the glasses a few minutes ago of part of the eclipse, which has started to begin. You can see a little bit of a sliver going through it, at least through the glasses. And then, of course, everybody's been coming out here. They've been running back and forth between this hangar bay and the runway out here because, I mean, it's been raining off and on so much that people have been trying to see cover, but at the same time, they want to get a good shot. They want to be able to see this for themselves. And it looks like in the last couple of minutes, they've definitely been able to do that. There were some long faces here earlier. Some folks were kind of disappointed with the fact that they weren't going to be able to see this, but it looks like the clouds are kind of breaking up just enough. What's left of the sun is burning through the clouds as much as it can. And so we're getting something here in Falls City, Nebraska. In this crowd here, you're seeing a lot of folks who are actually from Kansas. Most of them are kind of from the Emporia area, west and south of there. They decided to come up here. They made these plans like 4 months ago because they knew this would be in the zone of totality. And Falls City wasn't one of the bigger cities that was branded. We've got about 3 minutes left of totality at this point. So because it wasn't branded as that, there wasn't as much buzz going on. And so they knew they could probably get in here, get out, not deal with the big crowds and the big traffic. Now, obviously, those projections for crowds and traffic have been a lot lower lately because of the forecast, the cloudy skies that were forecast. We talked to a lot of folks in the area over the weekend who said they came here, they saw it, they liked what they saw, but they knew it might rain and it might be cloudy, so they decided to go ahead and head over to Illinois. But we're seeing a little bit of it through the glimpses of the clouds, which makes the trip worth it no matter what. We'll be coming to you live throughout the afternoon. For now, live in Falls City, Greg Miller, KAKE News.
I don't know. I can't describe.
You know what? A lot of people are obviously out here right now and still kind of shocked by the change in the temperature. Yeah. That breeze is coming in. It feels fantastic. This has really turned out to be a terrific event. Hundreds of people, as Alyson had shown us a little bit earlier. But I think most people are just really kind of shocked at this experience.
Yeah, you know, Jim, I think everybody, it's been such a huge buildup to today across the country, and they've been talking about how this is a once-in-a-lifetime event, but when you're really experiencing it, this is amazing.
And the weather held out for us here in Wichita. We are very lucky. I think a lot of people woke up this morning a little bit worried that it might be cloudy. I mean, this has been perfect, this weather.
Oh, absolutely.
As we see the birds flying around, it's just the strangest thing out here. It's almost like a golden hue is kind of washed over the sky.
Yeah, someone described it as an Instagram filter.
Yeah.
The way it looks out here. It's just kind of weird, yeah.
Well, let's check into Frank Waugh. He's on the other side of this crowd right now and obviously talking to people who are probably experiencing the same thing. Frank?
Hey, thanks, Jim. We're noticing it as well. I mean, it is very strange. Let me get these off so I can see the camera. It is very strange that it does feel so much different out here, that the temperatures come down a little bit. I did a little research in this before, that birds will actually think that it's like twilight, and they're going to start heading back to their nests. So you might see, birds behaving a little bit different or something like that. But, it's kind of a weird shade out here.
It is. Well, and it's harder to hear out here just with this crowd. But I was talking to someone who's at home watching, and they said that they can hear the crickets outside, and so we can't hear them out here, but you might be at home hearing those sounds a little bit like evening.
Yeah, those crickets or tree frogs. Hey, joining me now, Colin Hermrich from Green Vision Group. You guys have given away a ton of these glasses at your guys' stores. Obviously, you're seeing lots of people out here use them. How good does that make you feel?
Oh, this is a great event. Just see this kind of crowd and everybody out here protecting their eyes with the solar eclipse glasses that we've talked about all week for 2 weeks. This has just been amazing to see people take heed, and what a crowd, and this has been a great opportunity to partner with KAKE and Dillon's, and we've enjoyed it a lot. So.
Well, we really appreciate all the information on keeping people's eyes safe, and that's the thing. Right now, I'm getting where this is 104, so we are at the max eclipse right now. So if you're watching us on TV, maybe turn the volume up a little bit, use your glasses, go outside, take a look at it, because again, we mentioned it's going to be a long time before you see something like this again. I did a little bit of digging. Let me pick up my notes here. There's going to be another eclipse eventually that will impact us here in Wichita, but it's only going to be about 87%, and that's going to be April 8th of 2024. So you got a little while to wait. It's not going to be nearly as good as what we're experiencing right now. All right, we are going to send it up to Jay, I believe. We are going to send it up to Jay as he is in the path of totality. Tell us what you're seeing, Jay.
Hi, meteorologist Jay Prater, now live back in Falls City, Nebraska. It's totality. You're looking at the horizon where it is a 360-degree twilight. The clouds didn't completely break, but fortunately there were thin enough spots where we were able to see just before totality. And now we are in it. It is a surreal feeling to have basically a sunrise or a sunset around you in all directions that you see. And notice how the lights have automatically come on here at the field because it is night. Since we're in the middle of totality now, we have removed our glasses. We're pretty much covered up by the cover. So if you want to, yeah, even if you panned up, Elijah, you couldn't get it. I got to admit that there is some emotion here. This is an incredible event to witness. We're glad that we're able to bring it to you live. I wish that we were able to get the sun camera up, but we don't have enough light. But we are in the middle of totality as we speak. And you'll notice how, since the moon is moving off towards the southeast, we're starting to brighten up from the west because that's the side of the moon that the sun is going to start reappearing from. So this is it, folks. We're live in Falls City, Nebraska for the eclipse of August 21st, 2017. And as the sun comes up on the horizon, matter of fact, we can just kind of stay with the shot here. We'll let daylight return. Occasionally, as we look up with the glasses, okay, look, hey, here you go. We've got it. Look, can we get a shot of that? We can see the corona of the sun around the moon. Hopefully we can, I hope the camera's picking it up. Elijah, you able to get that? Yeah. Fantastic. Oh, yes. We're witnessing the corona of the sun. You can hear the cheers going up. Oh, I'm glad we're able to get that. A little thinning in the cloud cover. And there it is. It's coming back. Glasses on, people. Glasses on, folks. Totality is ending. And the sunshine's starting to come back here. And I don't know, it's still cloudy enough. Fantastic.
Welcome back to Wichita, where we have 93%.
Yes, I guess this is as good as it's going to get, but I got to say, it's pretty impressive. A lot of people have been coming up and saying, you know, the strangest part of all this is just this darkness that's kind of cast over us, and the temperatures really dropped significantly. So that's been the most obvious signs of all this.
Jim and I have been watching because they said the animals, the birds, and everything would start acting
Haven't seen anything
strange.
peculiar, have we?
We haven't seen anything yet. Now, there are some people around here who are acting. No, I'm kidding.
We do have Alyson Acklin, who's on the other side again. She's talking to more people. Let's get her reaction from some of the people and what they're seeing right now.
Hey guys, this is the neatest thing. This is pretty cool. What do you feel about this?
I mean, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's pretty neat. Okay, how long have you been waiting for this? Have you been counting down or anything?
Nah, not really.
Not really. This is pretty neat, and this is like once in a lifetime, they say.
I was pretty excited. Yeah.
Very cool. Cool. Well, thanks so much for being here. This is the coolest thing. Definitely got cooler, and I guess we kind of have got out of the peak maybe, but still super neat. So cool to see all of these people out here. But for now, we're going to send it back to you, Jim and Deb.
You're going to be on
1 hour.
Just don't move.
Let's go through the 4. Let's go through the 4.
We'll take it. They're coming to us. All right, hey guys, good afternoon. We're still live here in Falls City, Nebraska. The cloud, we just saw the peak of the eclipse, and I got to tell you, it's a moment that just gives you chills. The clouds broke at the perfect time for those of you who are watching us. At least at the very top, we could see the moon passing. It was just an incredible shot. Everybody here just absolutely speechless by what we saw. The clouds off in the distance were breaking. It was just this gorgeous orange and yellow hue. I mean, it really is breathtaking. I know we've heard a lot of people say that over the last few days and weeks as we've been talking about this, but it really was just a moment. I mean, it gave you chills just to sit back and watch it, and course, everybody here in the field now kind of sharing the few pictures they could get and just talking about the moment at this point. But definitely something that was worth the trip. We talked before about how people were here from Emporia, Kansas. In the region, I can tell you there were people from across the country. There were people here from across the country, even Australia. We saw visitors who were going there as we've been traveling through from Wichita here. And as you can see now, these families are kind of sharing the moment with each other. They've made these plans for months. They thought that those few minutes would be worth it to experience. And I got to tell you, for somebody who was assigned the story and came out here as a job, you know, when you see it here in person, and like I said, when the clouds broke, when everything kind of came together, it was something you didn't expect. You knew it was going to be awe-inspiring, but you didn't realize its impact and its power until we got out here. We're going to talk to some of these folks, get some reaction. We'll have coverage throughout the afternoon, of course, tonight at 4, 5, and 6. Hope you guys in Wichita had just as good of a view, though. Reporting live in Falls City, Nebraska, Greg Miller, KAKE News.
And if you're wondering how we've been observing the eclipse, this is our crew on the grounds here at the KAKE Studios. And we have a special lens with a filter, and I understand that's like a 400-to-1 lens, so we're able to zoom in. And of course, there's a special filter on it to make sure that that it doesn't harm the camera. So we've been tracking this, I guess, since earlier today.
And you're looking at the eclipse shot right now, and you can see how that special lens can filter it out and protect the camera itself. Much different than 1979 when they were out there with that big camera.
Technology has changed.
Yeah, let's go back out to Jay Prater, who's in Falls City, Nebraska, with a look at the total eclipse. Jay?
Okay, so it sounds like we're having some problems reaching Jay right now. You know, what's been amazing is that there were a lot of crowds expected to get into that path of totality, and they were really concerned about where they were going to watch this, because obviously Kansas City was just packed, but they ended up going to Nebraska kind of at the last second.
Yeah, they ended up doing that. I know Greg Miller was in St. Joe this morning and drove out, and he said the highways really weren't bad.
Weren't as bad. So a lot of the predictions about the masses, the crowds that were expected, I'm sure that's the case in some areas, but at least not as bad as maybe first reported. That's what I'm understanding.
And if you remember, this all started in Oregon, and it's moving all the way across the country, so we're right in the middle of it. In fact, I think we have Jay's shot up now.
Yeah, so. Jay, let's. Why don't you tell us what you're seeing out there?
I tell you what, emotional thing to witness. We showed you the pan, the 360 degrees of twilight among us, and we were lucky. The clouds thinned just enough, and Elijah caught it with a camera where we saw the corona of the sun with the naked eye while we were in totality, because those over 2.5 minutes of totality, you didn't need the protective glasses, and we got just enough of a thinning in the cloud cover where it was, I mean, you know, Greg, come over here. What did you, I mean, how did it feel for you?
Just chills. I mean, really more than anything. And they talked about how it was a spiritual experience, and you hear people say that and you're thinking, okay, whatever, you know, it's going to be cool, and you know that. But I mean, just chills at the natural impact of it all. And just everybody here was just so excited. We've been running back and forth because we've been dodging rain showers all morning. But then, like you said, everything cleared up at just the right amount of time. You look up and you see something that is just, you're awestruck. You're just simply awestruck by it. And to get to be able to be out here and see it with these people, these folks have traveled so far, they planned on it for so long, and it almost didn't go well, but at the very end everything worked out so well, and it's just, it's one of the most powerful experiences of my life.
It was tremendous. I mean, I know I was getting a little emotional with all this going on, because it's a realization of how rare and beautiful the event is, and plus just the science behind what's going on makes you really appreciate it. And I'm very thankful. I mean, I brought my family up with me here, so we camped out last night. So it was a thrill, absolute thrill for us. And we still got, hey, we're not done yet.
Yeah.
We need the glasses back now, but. Wow, just incredible here with, no offense, these are now a group of our closest friends.
We're very good friends with these folks now. They're great people. Maybe we should all get numbers and hang
in advance, and this has been incredible. Had a few other people come in, but because the forecast was bad here, this did not become crowded.
Yeah.
So this was an intimate little group that enjoyed for some people, a once-in-a-lifetime celestial event.
I talked to a gentleman a few minutes ago. He said, you know what, no matter what, we were coming out here, we were going to see something, we've committed to it, and he's like, our hearts are in the right place, and we're going to stick it out no matter what, and it panned out perfectly.
Nature was kind to us by giving us that during totality to allow us to see the unaided corona, and I'm really glad that it was dark enough where Elijah was able to swing the camera and get it even without the filter, because we have another camera here with the high density filter, the special filter on it, but it wasn't bright enough for us to use that camera. So I'm just glad we were able to bring you what we did. Just an absolutely exhilarating experience.
And that's, you heard that little kid over there say, oh, I mean, that's all you could do. And yeah, I mean, to me, it was the horizon, seeing the different colors in the horizon all at once. It came down in a matter of seconds. And yeah, I've said it over and over again, incredible. I don't know what else to say.
I know. I mean, we're just going to keep. I mean,
we're going to keep nerding out.
There's only so many times you can say wow and amazing, but wow and amazing that it absolutely was. But we're starting to get more and more sunshine here. But just what an incredible experience. Greg Miller, meteorologist Jay Prater, live in Falls City, Nebraska.
Thanks so much, Jane. You know, Jim and I were just talking about, as the eclipse is happening right here, not only does it look weird and a little strange outside, everybody's so quiet out here.
It's been pretty quiet, hasn't it? Yeah. You know, the sun is slowly starting to peek out from the moon's shadow, and a lot of people look like they're packing up at this point. I guess they think the fun's over. The fireworks display, you know, kind of the finale is over, if you will. But it's been pretty fun out here. I think most people feel like they've experienced something special, you know, a once-in-a-lifetime event for a lot of people.
Oh, and you know, we were talking about the temperature as well. I'd be so curious to see what the temperature drop was, because it's actually pleasant, whereas earlier it was not. It was warm. And that's the strange thing. Here we are standing here in the middle of the afternoon. I had my sunglasses on earlier. Everybody was walking around with their shades, and now you really don't need them. It's a peculiar thing to experience. It really is. Alyson Acklin's been out in the crowd here. We've had hundreds of people out here all day. Let's take it over to her and see how people are reacting. Alyson?
Yeah, Deb, I was so excited because I was fortunate to get a pair of glasses, but I wanted to see what it looked like through that pinhole viewer. So I found this young gentleman. He was so kind to let me look through his pinhole. We just traded for a second so he could see through my glasses as well. How long did it take you to make this?
Well, my mom made it, and it took her about like 2 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, very cool. She's pretty quick. She knows what she's doing. What was it like watching the eclipse through it?
It was really cool. We first couldn't see it till I looked up at it, and then I told my mom I could see it, and I was like, look through it. Just, you gotta look up. She's like, wow, that's really cool. And this guy came up to us, and he had a thing, and it was really beautiful to see.
Very cool. Well, thank you for letting me look through it. That was really neat to see. She did a pretty good job.
Yeah, and Jim mentioned, like, you can take your sunglasses off and look around. It does look very strange. Yeah. Like, you take them off and it's no big deal. You never know who you're going to run into out here at a party. Jay Shannon joining me now. What do you think of all of this?
Well, if it's a party, you know I'm going to be there, right, Frank? No, this is awesome. I've never seen an eclipse before. And unfortunately, I didn't have glasses, but people are so caring out here that everyone's sharing. And how about that, man?
Yeah, it is great. And in fact, you might be able to score some glasses right now because a lot of folks are kind of packing up and leaving. But as you mentioned, this thing doesn't happen fast and it doesn't end fast. So you got still all the way until 2:30 or so before this thing comes to a complete end. So you never know who you're going to run into out here in the on the KAKE helipad. We're putting the helicopter landing pad to a good use today.
Absolutely. And we just do want to say thanks to everyone who came out. I mean, a lot of people are packing up now because we hit peak eclipsing, I guess, so we'll hang out here for a little bit longer, but it's just been so much fun. It's just been so fun to share this event with all of our viewers, and it's just been really cool. So it's been an awesome day.
Yeah, I didn't know how much to expect out here, and this has blown my mind how many people have come out. And hey, there's still food out here, so come on out and grab lunch. And as I mentioned, we still got, roughly an hour of eclipse left.
Absolutely. We'll be out here. So for now, we're going to send it back to Jim and Deb.
Wow, amazing, isn't it? It's been a great day out here.
Oh, absolutely. It's been so much fun. We just want to thank everyone for coming out, first of all, for all the food trucks, the radio station, all of this sponsored by Dillon's and Green Vision Group.
That's right. We'll have much more coming up tonight on KAKE News at 4, 5, 6, and 10. We'll see you then.
I'm glad you did.
This has been the Great American Eclipse, brought to you by Dillon's, Green Vision Group, and KAKE TV.